excited to come out and perform for you. A couple of reminders: cell phones should be silenced, anything else that might make a noise. Both acts run around 50 minutes, and there will be a 15-minute intermission at which concessions will be sold. So if you buy things at the concessions,
you do understand that Canterville Chase is haunted. I should hate to sell it to you under false circumstances. It wouldn't be right.
Stop trying to talk me out of purchasing your home. I am used to buying whatever I want. It's an American trait, and a very good one.
I also mentioned my great aunt, the Duchess of Bolton, frightened into a fit when two skeletal hands were placed on her shoulders as she was dressing for dinner.
Yes, twice, I believe. Such an exhilarating experience. We don't have near as much excitement as these.
Ghost has been seen by all members of my family and by the rector of our parish, who is a fellow of King's College, Cambridge. He does not have a flighty nature. We must take the presence of the ghost quite seriously.
Lady Canterville, I am from America, where everything is modern, and not much is serious. We carry off your best art and antiques and put them in our finest homes or add them to our museums. I dare say, if England had a ghost, we'd have booked them on a speaking tour of all our states. There is no ghost, just an overactive imagination.
The ghost does exist, sir. He has been well known for 3 centuries and always makes an appearance before the death of any member of my family.
So does the family doctor, for that matter. But there is no such thing, and I will not give in to superstition.
I fear you may find difficulty maintaining servants. And there's little sleeping in my home due to mysterious noises that occur in the night.
Lady Canterville, I will take the furniture and the ghost as a package. I have signed on the dotted line and we're ready to take possession. I will not take no for an answer.
Please think about it. Mrs. Otis, will my home suit your family?
Oh, everything which suits me. My daughter Virginia and I are quite the horsemen. We all adore fish and chips and rain. I find that I'm wonderfully suited for the English way of life. The only thing that confuses me is, of course, your language. We're ready to move it tomorrow.
I have done my part by disclosing our ghost. If you do not mind his presence, then all is well. But you must remember, I did warn you.
Cousin Jane's our neighbor. She is uncommonly pretty.
Pretty is as pretty does. Remember, Charles, she is American, and as such is unsuitable for you. Now, come along, please. You're not due to spy. Nonsense scene. Charles. Now you two stop that.
Izzy, Gabby, you heard your mother.
One does not throw a ball in the great hall.
I'd like my ball back.
Please,
What?
it's mine now, all mine.
Mom, make him give us back our ball.
As you Americans say, finders, keepers.
Really, you two. Play ball in the house. These people will think you've been raised in a barn. Now go get your suitcases and start putting your stuff away. We're finally home.
The room's all ready, Mom. We trust all is to your right.
It's the most beautiful place.
I'm so glad you can appreciate that.
Are there so many rooms to explore? I bet there's even a library here.
Indeed there is. We shall take you on a tour as soon as you are settled.
Yeah.
You will find a prophecy in the library. Pay it no mind.
A prophecy? How wonderful. What does it say?
When a gentle girl can win prayer from out the lips of sin, the fair an almond bears, and the little child gives way its tears, then shall all the house be still, and peace be Canterville.
But what does that mean?
You will know soon enough.
Oh, look, Mother. A dirty stain. I hope the rest of the home is not like this.
It does look like something's been spilt.
Something indeed has been spilled. Blood. It does not go away.
Real blood? Wonderful.
No, horrid! I do not wish to look at blood in my sitting room. It must be removed at once.
It cannot be removed. It is the blood of Lady Eleanor de Canterville, who was murdered on that very spot by her own husband, Lord Canterville, in 1575. The same Lord Canterville who walks these halls filled with guilt and shame. The bloodstain has been much admired by tourists and is permanent. Ghosts and bloodstains. Oh, nonsense if you ask me. Just another cherry juice put there by a mischievous person.
I agree. The Pinkerton champion stain remover will clean this up in no time. There. What this home needs is a bit of American know-how. I knew Pinkerton would do it. I hold the patent myself.
It really is gone.
Now that that's been cleaned up, there are other matters to attend to. I noticed the tree outside is quite dead as a doornail. It needs to be chopped down.
No!
No.
I assure you, it will never bloom again.
It is the almond tree that is part of the prophecy. It must never be renewed.
We will see about that. I may just have to chop it down myself.
My dear Harry, what shall we do with a servant who faints?
Take it out of her wages, I suppose. She'll stop fainting soon enough.
There is trouble coming to the house. Beware. I'm not sure I can work here any longer.
Would an increase in salary quell your fears?
Good help, sir.
We shall make arrangements then, after we are settled.
If I started to suddenly believe in ghosts, would I get an increase in salary?
No.
Get settled. Tea will be waiting in the south.
I like the sound of that. Tea in the south room. So wonderfully furnished.
They are all Jews.
Who is the Americans or us?
All is lost.
back.
Exactly as I feared.
What? What's that?
The stain! Look! It never goes away.
Life's just stubborn, that's all. Cherry juice never goes away on the first try. We must simply scrub again.
Maybe, maybe not.
What's that? Is the stain still there?
Indeed it is.
It must need a second coating. Dad's Pinkerton stain remover never fails. I will get it and apply a second coating.
Now that's a sensible child. When the family comes down, tell them breakfast is served and is supper.
Oh, dear Lord.
I'm back. I'm going to get you.
Breakfast is served!
Give me that.
One does not place swords in the great hall.
I'm going to tell.
Do tell. Breakfast is served in the south room. I will eat now. You never know when you will eat again.
Oh, look. The stain's back. Maybe there really is a ghost. I'm going to love living here. Except for the toy smacking butler.
Oh, come.
England probably has more pretty states than America. After all, the country's been around much longer.
That must be it. A second dose will sure get rid of it.
Of course it will. Why, that stuff made me a millionaire.
Good morning, Henry. Why are you ever for that week? Before breakfast?
I'll see to it, madam.
Oh, that's fine, Henry. You just go out doing, well, whatever it is that you do.
I'm the butler, madam. What I do is answer the door.
We are here to see Mr. and Mrs. Otis.
Are you home, madam?
I believe we are. Are we here?
Very good. Please come in.
I see you are working on the blood stain.
Nothing can remove it.
All are doomed.
It's disappearing right now.
It will return.
And then I will get rid of it again. Mr. Otis, may I call you Mr. Otis?
That would be suitable, for it is my name.
Every year we camp on the Canterville estate on our way to the Chorlton Fair.
We are only here for a week.
Do you mind if we continue our tradition?
Mind? I don't mind. Do you mind, dear?
Oh, not at all. I love carrying out traditions. It's so English, and I love everything English. Good morning. Wasn't that the most wonderful storm last night?
Doomed. All are doomed.
My, aren't you curious? Hello, my name is Virginia.
I'm Duncan. These are my daughters, Bianca and Connie. We do not wish to see you doomed.
I do not wish to see any of us doomed either. Well, is the same back? Yes, and quite different. It's deeper colored than last night. We're brown in it. We're brown in it. That means. Excuse me, I need to check on something in my room.
Pinkerton stain remover must have mixed with the stain and changed its color.
The Great Hall is doomed.
My dear lady, if you wish to camp on our property for a week, you must develop a better attitude.
We are going to go now.
You're most generous. Thank you.
Doomed. I see doomed.
Quite eccentric, are they not, Mrs. Otis?
Oh, indeed they are. I just love the British.
How's that stain going?
Well, pretty good. I wish we could have some breakfast. I'm so hungry. Oh, I'll get it.
No, madam. I'll get it.
Good morning. Is the lady of the house now? Oh, that would be me. I do love being called the lady of the house. Who's calling?
Lady Jane, may I say who's calling?
Lady Jane and her cousin the Duke of Clangton. Please give this basket back to the lady in the house and take my phone. Oh, how sweet! Oh, do come in.
No!
Please tell the lady in the house it is not seemly to receive visitors the day after the calling card has been received.
It is not seemly to receive visitors.
Thank you, Henry. I may be American, but I can hear what people are talking about. The stain's gone.
Shall we go to breakfast then, since we cannot speak with people at the door?
Does the stain still attend?
Every day, the Otises are trying to wipe it out.
That's the Americans. Don't they know it's part of the history of the manor?
They don't care.
Americans can be quite ignorant, can't they?
Yes, sister.
Well, I've done my duty. I should be off.
Then we walk to the gate.
Pinkerton's champion stain removal does it again. Hello there. You're not a ghost, are you?
No, decidedly not.
A spy?
No,
Well, you're not a servant or a member of my family. So, who are you?
I'm a neighbor.
How do you know my name?
I met your family.
Oh,
It's a very pretty name.
thank you.
You're a very pretty girl.
Thank you again. Charles! Charles! Is that your name?
Yeah.
Charles! And you better...
I must go. I'll be calling you, Mia. You can count on that.
Do they really believe they can get rid of me with a bit of cleaning fluid? For over 300 years I have haunted this place. In only one night, I, Lord Cantervill, frightened the old Dowager Duchess herself into a fit. She was an obnoxious old biddy and she richly deserved it. I have heard she was never quite the same. Isn't that wonderful? That very same night I sent 3 servants screaming in all directions. And all I did was smile at them. Like that. They also deserved it. Why? Because they did not believe in me. And now these upstart Americans think they can come to my home, the home I built with my family's money, and deny my existence. I declare that as long as I live and breathe, oh, I do not live and breathe now, do I? As long as I walk these halls, the Americans shall not sleep. And tonight is a good night for a haunting. You shall see a very good night for a haunting. So, I was thinking.
Constantly, warm milk, just the thing. Oh, hello, Mr. Otis.
No.
Henry?
Guess again.
You're not. You can't possibly be.
Boo!
I don't believe in you.
I don't care, for I can still wrap you with my chains and take you to the underworld. The chains, they work every time. And now, to wake the Americans.
Who is there? I see. You must be the ghost that everyone goes on and on about. Now, listen to me. I'm not sure yet that you are real. However, if you are, and if you persist in haunting my house wearing chains, I really must insist that you won't. for that purpose. The Tammany Rising Sun Lubricator. I developed it myself, and it works with just one application. Look at the wrapper. You'll find testimonials from several satisfied customers. Boo! Yes, and a merry boo to you, too. I shall leave this for you on the table. Hello. What a strange place to sleep. The British are a decidedly odd bunch.
You're keeping us awake, Mr. Ghost.
Oh, Gabby, Izzy. Oh, I saw a ghost.
There is a ghost, Cook.
Where?
Behind the curtains.
Boo! Again!
It's going to be a long night.
I must say, Henry, breakfast was a bit sparse.
One does not expect one's cook to leave in the middle of the night.
What did her note say?
Why, it simply said, I do believe in ghosts. I do believe in ghosts.
We simply have to admit that we're living with the ghost. Isn't it exciting? Oh, this would never happen in the States.
And we saw him.
Yes. I must tell you, since the ghost has lived here for hundreds of years, it is not polite to throw pebbles at him. We have no wish to cause the ghost any bodily harm.
He has no body. He's a ghost.
Nevertheless, while we live here, you will show the ghost common courtesy, just as you would any other guest. If, however, he does not use the lubricator and quiet down at night, we shall have to take his chains from him. After all, we must be able to sleep.
The stain has returned.
It's violet today.
I thought it might be.
Perhaps you'd like to use some of your roll remover yet again.
Shall I? Like it all? Yes. Well, let's give it a try.
No, I think we should let it stay, since it seems determined to do so on its own.
Well, I shall have to join a paranormal society. We shall have to learn the proper procedure for living with a ghost. I was never taught anything.
No, I don't think the ghost wants you here.
If the ghost doesn't like our company, he may leave, for we are here to stay. Henry, please see to it that you have a comfortable place for tomorrow's breakfast. Tonight, we shall dine in town.
Very good, sir.
Is the Bentley ready?
It's waiting outside, sir.
Thank you, Henry. You are most civilized.
I know.
Come along, family. It wouldn't do for us to be late to our first English gathering. After all, we represent America and all that is good in it.
So, the stain remains. The ghost wins again.
So it would appear. Mrs. Dudley, I too must go to town and find us a cook.
And leave me alone with the ghost? No, Henry. I shall go to town.
We shall both go to town.
Come along then.
Are they all gone? Good. I can move forward with my plans to have them removed from my manor, since the family now believes in me. After all, I got rid of the cook, didn't I? And I shall get rid of the others one by one. They're American upstarts, the lot of them. Those horrid children, throwing pillows at me. No manners at all. So, what shall I do? Hide under their beds and make my demonic laugh? Don't you find that scary? Yes. What about? Yes. What about the walking through walls trick?
Do you think that would scare me? Would it scare you? Really? These modern times are so sad. People used to scare much more easily in the olden days. But there was this time when I went out on the great lawn and played croquet with my own bones. That was my crowning achievement. It took a lot of preparation. It was very difficult, I can assure you. It took a lot of preparation to set up my bones properly. And then, when it was time to put myself back together, it was quite tricky, but it was worth it. I terrified an entire party of 25 guests. You should have seen them. Oh, a ghost! Help! Oh, a ghost! Save me! Running and screaming in all directions. It was music to my ears. I shall have to think of something equally horrible for tonight's haunting. Something that will send that nasty Otis family back to America, never to return again.
Doom. Nothing but doom and gloom.
There you are. We had to do all the cleanup by ourselves.
I cannot work. I must watch. I must bear witness. I must
Leave go of your constant doom warning. We need to finish our chores or we will not eat dinner tonight. We are not your servants.
There will be an act of great importance tonight. Tonight he comes, he haunts, he frights. All will run away. Tonight all will be in shambles. I cannot move from this spot. I see it all. It all happens tonight. You will never leave.
Come on before Gloomy Guts puts us all in a bad mood.
Hey, someone bring me some breakfast. I'm getting hungry over here.
How's that about mini-Otises?
I did my part. I called on them, and now it's up to the Otises to return my invitation. There are rules about welcoming newcomers, especially Americans. Society would be immensely fit if everyone chose to do it.
Because everyone else is choosing to ignore the rules and going.
Charles, if everyone else jumped off a bridge, would you?
Of course not.
Precisely my point.
Unless Virginia jumped off the bridge, I'd follow it anywhere.
What was that?
Nothing, Cousin Jane. Can we return home now? I'm tired of talking about no destination.
One must always walk with purpose, even if it is a purpose wrong. That is the English way. Come on, Charles.
Yes, please.
And now we are back in the sitting room, and you have seen the entire home. Quite grand, is it not?
Oh, but where is he?
He,
The ghost! Oh, we're so hoping to meet him. You see, me mother always said to me, she said, "Poor family, only work in homes where there are ghosts. They're the only things that are real." And I've looked in every nook and cranny of this house, and he is nowhere to be found. I really hope there is a ghost. You know, people lie to you sometimes. My cousin Myrtle used to say she...
Madam, he is not at our beck and call. He will make an appearance when he sees fit.
Well, the only reason I took this dog, don't you know, was to have a ghostly experience. You see, me Uncle Jeff, as he always said, living with a ghost gives you character. And so, if there's no ghost, I'm just as soon.
Grumpy scaring goes away with all that chatter.
Scare me. I think that chatty cook can scare me.
Oh, dear, I think I hear the voices. We must make ready for introduction.
No good. They're back.
Mrs. Crumbs.
Ciao, Vivian.
and they're staying the night. So it's simply grand. We're going to have a sort of American powwow.
What? How many people will be here for breakfast? I was told breakfast for 6, 2 adults and 4 children. And now I see 2 adults and 7 children. My plans were a menu for 6. And as my cousin Miriam always said, guests should get at least 48 hours notice. As it is, the only thing I can think of for 9 would be, well, sardines and toast.
Madam, there will not be sardines and toast served in this home ever again. Who are you?
Oh, I am Mrs. Cora Crumley, your new cook. And I was just explaining to Henry here. You see, the only reason I took this job was to have a ghostly encounter. It's what me character building.
Madam, you were hired to cook, not to play with ghosts.
Well, of course I'm here to cook, Mr. Otis. But you must realize that I was told to prepare breakfast for 6. And as it is my first meal.
Silence! I am sure we can find something for tomorrow morning's breakfast for the children that does not consist of sardines and toast.
But you must realize that I have plans for breakfast for 6. And the table is set for 6. And I just hope you realize that I would not put up with this change in plans were it not for the ghost.
Do not use me as your excuse.
Why, we are here because of the ghost also. We have to have a spooky encounter.
Count me out. Ghosts should be seen and not heard.
Oh, I'm afraid you'll hear this one, dear. He makes an awful fuss, James.
Not if he uses the lubricator I gave him.
Insufferable man. Always throwing commercial products at me. Americans are most crass.
Well, why don't you children sit down and have a nice, quiet sit down here in the hall. And Miss Umney and the new cook and Henry can bring your bags upstairs and make your bed.
But where will they all sleep? There isn't the room.
Mrs. Umney, I believe this manor has 17 bedrooms. I think we can find some small space to squeeze them into.
Very well, sir.
Henry, you'll take care of everything, won't you?
Of course, Mrs. Otis. I always do.
Well, Mr. Otis and I are quite tired out and are looking forward to a good night.
Not when I'm around.
Now, children, don't stay up too late. Good night.
Oh, but they will. They will be up all night. Right.
Unexpected guests. Who's ever heard the likes? Well, they are Americans after all. What can you expect? Oh, indeed. Purple blood. That must be English.
Don't be silly. All blood is very, very blue.
I love staying in the hill with a blood stain. It's the most excitement I've ever had.
Wait till the ghost comes. Now that's exciting.
I don't think the ghost will put up an appearance since you all are so keen to see him. Besides, I don't think he likes children.
We should bring him out in. Oh, we'll show off who's boss.
It's not like a dog where you can say, here, ghosty, ghosty, come here.
We should have all sorts of seance. Something paranormal. Because properly lit.
My mother will never.
She's not here and the ghost is. I say, grand idea. What do we do? Well, I've often read about this sort of thing, but I believe we must sit in a circle. Now what? I have no idea.
I read somewhere that ghosts can read minds.
The pitch call. How can they do that?
They're ghosts. They walk through walls and stuff.
Our ghost hasn't walked through any walls.
No, he's been rather boring.
We are in a circle trying to conjure him.
Hello. I hope you don't mind. I was walking by and this guy just opened up and here I am. Bit deaf, I'm afraid.
You were walking around at night in the evening?
I often do that. Cousin James is good for the soul. May I won't stay. I'll stay here when the rain stops.
Oh, where are my manners? Please, come in.
Having a bit of party.
A seance, really. We met at the festivities, we met at the festivities and we kind of became best friends.
Oh, well that's ugly snatching.
You know that?
Of course, didn't you? Hello. Elizabeth, haven't seen you all summer. And Catherine, can't believe your mother let you stay over.
Whatever you do, don't tell her about the seance.
Seance?
Yes, we're conjuring out the Canterville Ghost.
What fun.
Yeah, we're trying to bring him out in the open. But for a second, we thought that you were the ghost.
Oh, sorry to disappoint.
I mean, we're not disappointed at all. We're glad you dropped by.
Can we get back to the seance?
Everyone hold hands.
Where would you like me?
Right here.
Concentrate. I feel a presence. It must be the ghost. It's coming closer and closer. Closer. Ah, everyone! I'm sorry, putting to sleep. I kept thinking about the ghost and tossing and turning. I was so hoping he'd visit me, but I tell you, I'm looking up one holding out the next I couldn't see him anywhere. You know, I do hope they haven't lied to me about the ghost, because if they have,
We're conjuring the ghost.
and the jolly good one counts me in. You know, the reason I took this job was so I can have a ghostly encounter. What how? Do I spy a new person? Because if they're now 10 for dinner or breakfast, I shall have to talk to your father.
This is our neighbor, Charles. He's a duke, I believe.
Oh, well, Duke and no Duke, he's not having breakfast in the manor without first consulting me.
I plan on returning home as soon as it's normal time.
Well, all right then. Well, let's get on with the seance. You know, my mom used to say to me, she used well, she used to say that too. Okay. I feel a presence. It's coming closer and closer. He's pleased because he loves thunderstorms. He comes closer and closer. And closer. What? Henry, I had no idea you slept like go ahead. You've been on me. Most of
Lady Jane, meet Lord Canterville. Past Lord Canterville.
I finally stabbed someone! Oh no! Oh, what about? Oh, saltines and cups of death! The sun will rise soon, and it is time for me to disappear. But what a delightful night! I sent Lady Jane screaming all the way back to her manor. Excuse me, oh, she quite forgot about her young charge, the Duke. Well, I have not lost my touch. And tonight's wanting will send the boorish Americans back to their side of the sea.
breakfast for 6 and then breakfast for 9. Finally breakfast for 10 and with all these comings and goings. Oh, God, I can't go. most rude.
I am a ghost. I am expected to be rude.
Well, even so.
Madam, I have listened to you prattle on since you entered my manor. It has been most unpleasant, and I dare say no one in the world wishes to listen to your talk unless they have no choice.
So you listen to him, Mr. Ghost.
Lord Cantervill. You may address me as Lord Cantervill.
Well, I show you no such thing. You are but a meaningless ghost.
Meaningless ghost! I have been shocking people for 300 years, whereas you, madam, are merely an annoyance.
This is not the way this is supposed to go. My Aunt Miriam told me when I had my ghost.
Madam, if you would like me to shut you up permanently, I will do so. After all, this is the very spot where I murdered my wife. Would you care to see how it was done?
Would you? You don't mean you
Oh,
couldn't.
what I do?
Oh, you tried to tell me.
Yes.
But ghosts can't really hurt anybody.
Let's experiment. Stay very still and quiet, and I shall tear out that chatty voice from She won't be back. Thank you.
Whatever is going on, Henry? It's such a racket. Is it a ghost?
Indeed it is, madam.
Well, tell him to go to sleep. I do not care for hours today. I don't know why he has to insist on doing his haunting before dawn.
He's a ghost, Mom. That's what they do.
I do like my sleep. I'm just going to have a man to ghost chat with this fellow and let him know who's boss.
That may not be wise, sir.
What's going on?
It's the ghost. He's on the prowl.
We already had one haunting this night. I think that would be enough.
What's going on?
Oh dear, they're all awake.
Please get dressed. I'll explain all at breakfast. It's a little early for breakfast, but nevertheless, we'll make do.
No, we can't.
Why not?
It's the cook.
Is she not up yet? Well, I say get her up. She's the one who wanted to meet the ghost after all.
I dare say she had quite a little chat with the ghost, for it was she, you see, who ran screaming into the rising sun.
We have no cook.
We had no cook.
Henry,
Yes, I know. Go to town and find a cook.
I'll go see what cook had planned in the kitchen.
Interesting, isn't it? 2 cooks gone in as many days. I wonder what else the ghost has planned.
I wonder. Indeed.
Wander away, Americans. I shall be rid of you tonight.
Way to town. She won't be bothered when we listen to chat.
Interesting to me that the ghost stands the way of the tourists.
Maybe the Americans aren't doomed after all. Maybe just the cooks are doomed.
Someone in my house.
Dude.
Maybe it's the ghost.
He is already doomed. No, I am quite certain someone in humanity is doomed for eternity. Shadow is over the land. Someone in that man is doomed. But
How you up to?
Good morning. We have some gypsies camping out on the garden, and I was going to check on them.
May I walk with you?
Of course. I'm terribly sorry about your cousin last night.
I'm sure she is fine, merely mortified. She considers emotions to be very American, and she certainly released her feelings last night, running away and screaming and all of that.
It isn't every day that you were answered by a cousin's ghost.
He is a frighteningly amusing chap, isn't he?
I don't know. There's something sad about him. Like he's haunting us because he wants our help.
I think he's value behavior just like Christianity. Virginia,
Yes?
perhaps you've noticed, what I mean to say is, well, I like you.
I like you too.
Thank you. I like you a lot, an awful lot.
Why, Charles, we just met.
I know, but from the first time I met you, well, knew, you know.
No.
I knew. That's
Charles, what do you know that I don't know?
I know that when we were all grown, I'll ask you to marry me.
Oh,
Do you know anything?
I don't know anything. But I do know that when I'm all grown and finished with my education,
Of course.
and I've seen a bit of the world,
Yes.
I might want to marry. Someday.
Yes.
And someday, when I'm ready for marriage,
Virginia,
I can see myself marrying you.
you made me very happy. My home is this way.
And I must follow the path.
Until later.
Yes, later.
Jolly good. I love Americans.
And I love the British. Yes, we had 2 hauntings in one night, I'm afraid. And nobody slept very well.
Yes, we know.
You know?
We had to shelter your cook for the while.
She's tough for that.
Maybe she was the one who was due.
Oh, don't get her going again with that woman doing stuff. She's driving us mad.
No, Miss Virginia. She is not the one.
Then who?
I cannot.
Oh, well, I just wanted to check to make sure you all were fine. All right.
We did. Thank you.
You will get it again, Miss Virginia.
Well, I better get back. I have a friend over, and I shouldn't leave her with the twins for too long. They're liable to tie her up, or worse.
Thank you for checking on us.
Of course.
Please be careful. We're making dangerous. Such a sweet girl. I hope she is not the one who's doing it. What do you think, Duncan? Oh, please, Duncan. Get out, she said. Please.
You know I can't stay.
Can't.
Yes, it is. A bit frightening. Where are all the children?
They've dreamed up some project and it's keeping them busy.
I do like this. The children occupied out of sight.
It's marvelous, isn't it? Not having them around.
I see the stain is turning color again.
It's green. An unsuitable color for a blood stain. But there you are. I'm starting to enjoy waking up every morning to see what color the blood stains become. It's also remarkable. It's so British.
Well, I'm off to town to find us a new cook. Curious how the ghost seems to pick on the cooks.
Indeed, it is. It's almost as if he knows I can't cook, and it's his way of trying to scare me.
It's very quiet. Have you gotten rid of the children?
Certainly not. We're busy working on a project.
Something's afoot.
They're just tired after last night's excitement.
I'd watch out for them, Mr. Otis. The ghost, I can handle. Your children being quiet is quite frightening.
Don't be silly. Off you go. Check with the friends to make sure they can stay another night. And please, Henry, find us a cook who's not silly at the knees about ghosts.
Very good, madam.
A most relaxing morning. I like this.
So do I. I could just fall asleep in this very chair.
What was that?
Oh, the children! Are the children all right? Oh, my poor children! Was it a ghost?
Mrs. Umney?
Don't go near those little hooligans. I have lived with the ghost for more years than I care
I slipped on some nutshells and most of the morning missed me. But I must say, Mr. and Mrs. Gomez, you two are raising future criminals. Children such as yours should not be let loose in the world. Lock them up, I say! Lock them up and throw away the key! Now, I shall go to my room and pack my things and look for employment elsewhere in a house that is filled with ghosts, but contains no children.
Dear, we cannot afford to lose more souls.
Mrs. Umney,
Yes,
would an increase in salary entice you to stay?
I don't know.
An increase of, say, 10%?
20%.
20%?
I shall think about it. Alone, in my room, with no children.
What do you have to say for
We
yourselves?
didn't mean it was meant for the goat. We were trying to trap the gays.
And whose idea was this?
Hers! We're sorry, Mr. Otis. Please don't tell our parents. We'll behave.
Of course you will. You will pick up every nutshell, every tripwire, wipe up all the water, and spend the rest of the evenings in your rooms thinking of your crimes. Consider that your punishment. And do know that the bulk of Mrs. Umney's rage will come from your allowances. Off to bed.
you handled that rather well.
There will be no hijinks tonight.
I do hope Henry returns to the cook. Otherwise, I may have to cook again. Oh, I wonder how many tins of sardines are left in the kitchen.
I don't know what's worse, your cooking or us eating sardines again. Shall we go for a stroll in the garden?
Oh, what a lovely idea.
There's a ghost.
Where?
There. Oh. I've lived with a ghost for more years than I care to think about, and that is not a ghost. Look, nothing but some broomsticks and a vegetable. Come, let's clean it up before the others come down. I'm Mrs. Umney, the housekeeper. You must be the new cook. Come on. Time to scramble some eggs. Follow me.
Mr. Otis! Mr. Otis! It's Virginia. She's gone.
What do you mean?
She's nowhere to be found. I asked the twins, and they haven't seen her since late last night. Where could she be?
She's fond of walks.
And the manor has many rooms. She probably just wandered off. Virginia is our dreamer. She sometimes loses track of time and place.
Are you sure?
Yes. Now let's get ready for breakfast. I understand we have a new cook, and she's sure to be able to cook us something.
That's good. Because I'm starving.
Children, breakfast as soon as you're dressed.
Henry, Virginia seems to have misplaced herself. Could you have a look around the grounds?
Of course, sir.
What can I do?
Search all the rooms. She may have fallen asleep reading or some such nonsense.
Arlngton.
I do apologize for the elderly kid. She insisted we come here to Sheriff Virginia.
Why?
I had a dream in which Virginia was kidnapped. Silly me to think the dream meant something, but I just wanted to come by to see if she was all right. Did she get it?
She's not exactly here right now.
Rather early to be out and about, don't you think?
Yes, well, she seems to have wandered off. We're not sure.
My dream! It was a premonition. We must find her before it's too late.
We don't exactly know that anything is wrong.
May we enter? shadow cast over the manor this morning. We wanted to make sure everyone was fine. These shadows usually be disaster.
Virginia!
Is she here?
She seems to be missing. We're not sure.
Everyone, fan out and search the property. We must find Virginia.
What's going on?
Oh, children, go into breakfast. Everything's fine. There's just been a misunderstanding, that's all.
A misunderstanding about Virginia. I heard her name called.
We just don't know where she is at this very moment.
Is she missing?
We don't know.
Excuse me.
For goodness sakes, what do you want?
Sir, breakfast.
Breakfast? You're the cook. You're supposed to cook breakfast.
Yes, sir. Very good, sir. You see, I did, sir. And, sir, breakfast is served.
I'm not very hungry right now.
Neither am I. I want to find Virginia.
Cook, keep breakfast warm. Everyone, grab a partner and start searching. We will not stop until we find her.
Where are you?
Anything?
Nothing. I'm sorry.
You and your heart are doom and gloom all the time. Now look what you've done.
I didn't make this happen. I just have this gift of predicting the future, that's all.
You and your precious gift. You need a more useful one. One that earns money instead of bringing disaster.
Have you heard nothing from town?
The children's friends have searched the entire village. Nothing. Their families have promised to keep searching tomorrow. We must think what to do next.
Scotland Yard?
Precisely.
But that's for a criminal investigation. Virginia! My dear child! The answer to our prayer!
Virginia, for goodness sakes, where have you been? Charles and I have ridden across the country looking for you. There are search parties out everywhere.
I've been where no one alive has ever gone before.
You must never, ever play such a practical joke again.
Except on the ghost.
Papa, I've been with the ghost to the Garden of Death. He knew he was terribly sorry for all he had done. I led him to his final resting spot. He gave me this box of tools for return.
The branch. It's from the almond tree.
Yes, it finally bloomed.
A prophecy has been fulfilled.
The curse is gone.
The ghost is truly gone.
For all of eternity.
I'm gonna miss the old buzzard.
Well, now that that's settled, I think it calls for a celebration. Cook Crushy,
Yes, sir.
dinner for 13, please. All shall stay and eat with us.
But 13 is an unlucky number for dinner, sir.
Then join us, Mrs. Crushy. Have the table set for 14. Nothing to dampen my mood.
Sir, I did as you asked and kept breakfast warm. For 12 hours. I finally threw it away a few minutes ago as it was ruined. I'm afraid, what with all the excitement, I didn't have time to buy...
What are you saying, Mrs. Crushy?
Sir, I'm afraid that all I have for dinner is sardines and toast.
Then, bring out your tins of sardines and let us feast.
What?
As for these jewels, they are certainly exquisite. We must make arrangements to return them to the Canterville family. You understand, don't you, Virginia?
Of course.
They certainly are beautiful. The ghost must have been very grateful to reward you so handsomely.
He was, Papa. He was a changed spirit.
Let's go to town.
Sardines on toast?
Sardines and toast. I'm informed by my wife, who is quite an expert on art, especially art making jewels, that the jewelry given to my daughter by your ancestor is really quite valuable. My daughter has no aspirations to luxury, and we both feel they're right in places with your family.
Mr. Otis, these jewels don't belong to our family. The only thing that belongs to our family is something that was left in a will. We had no knowledge of the jewels. My unfortunate ancestor clearly wanted your daughter to have them. And so she shall. I dare say Virginia grows up and wants something pretty to wear.
We have no wish to keep anything that is not rightfully ours.
And I have no wish to own something that was not truly given to me. The jewel stayed with your lovely daughter. It's a small reward for bringing peace to my unlucky ancestor. Besides, even after the funeral you held for him, I believe he will come back from the grave and haunt me, were I to take back the jewels.
Is the ghost truly gone?
Yes, Izzy, he will not return.
Are you sure?
Yes, dear.
How frightening must have been. Virginia to have gotten to death. I think it would be exciting.
You would.
Well, I think it'd be more frightening if Virginia was led to the place where he was starved to death.
Must have been a true act of bravery.
Yes, Virginia was very brave indeed.
Let's celebrate society.
Should all acquaintances be forgot and never brought to mind? Should all acquaintance be forgot and old lang syne? For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne will take enough of kindness yet for old lang syne.
Virginia,
Yes.
you never did tell me what transpired between you and the ghost in the garden of death.
I've never told anyone.
There should be no secrets between friends, good friends.
You are silly, but you cannot ask me because I cannot tell you. Poor Sir Simon. I actually owe him a great deal.
You owe him nothing.
I owe him everything. He made me see what life is and what death signifies. And my love is stronger than both.
Luncheon is served.
I am ready for anything but sardines and toast.
But of course it is sardines and toast. After a funeral in the country, one always serves sardines and toast.
That is one British tradition that has got to be broken.
Ah, but I took the liberty of adding a mince pie, blackberry trifle, and a plowman's sandwich.
Very good for crushing. I can see a long and happy future for you at the Canterville Manor.
performance, but you can come to a dinner theater that starts at 6:30. You just need a reservation and need that by Wednesday, the 7th of May. So again, spread the word. Thank you very much. A great audience, and I know they appreciated you.